Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Sarah, and on this channel, I share anti-MLM and scam commentary. So if that is your sort of thing, I would love for you to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, and with that, let's get started. For this one, we are just gonna start watching it.
Hello. All right. Hope everybody's having a great day. So guys, I'm going to talk about the Patriot Wellness Store only because I want to talk to you guys to claim that you are a patriot, an American, blah, 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 all that great stuff, right? So for instance, let's say you see a celebrity on TV. Oh, they got this new deodorant out. Let me go try it. But when it comes to people telling you there's a better and safer way to shop and it comes right to your door between 2 to 4 days, which is faster than Amazon these days for whatever reason, but that's made in America. Everything's made in America except for our mascara comes from Italy, and you're supporting your own country. And there's no formaldehyde, no parabens, no chlorine bleach, no nothing.
She is not only talking about shopping here. It's like being framed as a moral obligation, and that if you don't shop at her company, you're like letting down your country. Like it's some sort of test of loyalty. And this is exactly how they target people who care deeply about made in America values, especially those people who are frustrated with global corporations or the global supply chain. They want to tie that to your identity as someone who considers themselves a patriot. And she does say that this is the Patriot Wellness Store, and if you're someone who regularly looks into MLM or anti-MLM content, you may already know what company this is. The company is not called the Patriot Wellness Store. This is Melaleuca. And before we talk a little bit more about Melaleuca, I just want to say that I find it so concerning that they want to tie people's desire to like support veterans, support small businesses, boost the American economy, and they're tying that to people in like, again, it's just like testing that loyalty of like, she's saying, if you consider yourself a patriot, but then you'll go and you'll shop at Amazon or another large corporation, like you're not a true patriot. And at the end of the day, it is important to support, domestically made goods and corporations. I fully support that, but you don't have to do it with an MLM company. And based on what I know of Melaleuca, they will argue endlessly that they are not an MLM. And beyond that, they rarely say the company name. And I've seen sort of some posts on some forums of people saying like they're not supposed to say that it's Melaleuca. I don't know if that's true and if that's accurate. If you guys know, I would love to hear. But the fact of the matter is if you're not saying your company name and have other ways of describing what company it is, Patriot Wellness Store, etc., because they do have other names for it, that's a little concerning. And I personally think the reason is that they don't want you to hear it's Melaleuca and then you go off and Google it to look into it, especially if you are someone who has been met with this guilt of, I feel like a true patriot. I should maybe shop at this company that this rep is talking about. Well, I'll just go search it. If you were to search Melaleuca, I have a feeling that the top Google search results will not be good. So they hide behind that with these other brand names to kind of get away from you seeing any of those search results. They don't want you coming across honest reviews or content such as this. And just for some like very brief background, if you're not super familiar about MLMs, MLMs come with a massive stigma, and it is for good reason. And the way that everything is turning right now is people are becoming much more informed about how predatory and how terrible this business structure is. Most people now associate MLMs with shady business practices, overpriced products, and exploitative recruitment schemes. So what do these MLMs do? They rebrand. They hide behind these vague names and patriotic buzzwords to sort of dodge all of that and to hopefully reel you in. No, this is what they're selling. And I apologize for doing so much of a reaction so early, but I really do want to give context for the rest of her video. Melaleuca isn't just selling products. They're asking you to subscribe. And it isn't some like casual month-to-month subscription. They want you to commit. To get their member pricing, you need to spend at least $50 to $70 worth of products every single month. And if you don't do that, you're charged the, I think, much higher non-member prices. So it's not like something like Thrive Market, if you're familiar, which is a company that I regularly subscribe to for many years, where they have like an annual fee, and then because you pay the fee, then you get all the product deals. There's no requirement that I spent certain amount of money every month to keep that member fee. With Melaleuca, though, based on my understanding, you're locked in every single month, regardless if you need the products or not. And just because she used deodorant as an example, let's look at their deodorant. They have a 3-pack for $13.47 for members, or about $4.49 per stick of deodorant. And to me, at first glance, I was like, that actually is a reasonable price, especially for an MLM. However, if you don't hit that monthly spending minimum, you'll pay the non-member price of $24 for the same 3-pack, which would be $8 per stick. And that's like double what you would pay for, I don't know, Dove or Secret deodorant at your local store. And just because I was trying to do some comparisons, if we did want to compare Melaleuca's 3-pack to like something like Native, which is a higher end deodorant, Native does cost like, I think it's like $12 a stick. So yes, that is expensive, especially for just one stick. But it really does come back to the fact that Native is not an MLM. You can buy it whenever you want, whenever you need it, without being tied to a monthly commitment, which is likely designed to sustain this predatory business model. So before we move on and go back to her video, I just really want to start my video off with, I guess, just some reminders that if you see things like this on social media, or you know someone in your life who may fall victim to something like this, take a step back and ask yourself some questions. The first thing you can do is that if someone is selling you a product without saying the company name, that is a massive red flag. If the company and its products are great, they wouldn't hide behind something like that. And secondly, you can research alternatives. You don't need to support an MLM if you're someone who does want to shop only US made products or brands. And just one last thing on a related note, I truly feel like you don't owe anyone or any brand your loyalty just because they slap some, I don't know, slap an American flag on the product or say that it's made in America. So with that all in mind, let's move on.
So it's super convenient, guys, and it's all we have to think about it is it's just like it's a shopping club like Costco or BJ's or whatever else is out there. But like I said, everything's made in America, and these products work 10 times better than the leading brands, okay? So that's why I have trouble with you guys sometimes, okay? You want to be a patriot, you want to be an American, then support your own country. Support a company that supports veterans, who need wheelchairs, that supports first responders and their families. That's including the Army and everything like that. That puts money towards an orphanage. They put money towards education to make education better.
That was a lot. I have trouble with you guys sometimes. You want to be a patriot, you want to be an American. That's so, it's so condescending. It's not a conversation. It's just like she's lecturing her followers. I just feel like there's this implication that if you're not supporting her or supporting this company, then you're not like as patriotic or morally aligned as you think you are. And of course, it's important to support veterans and orphanages and first responders and all of the other things that she mentioned. But I don't like that she's framing the company as that being the only way to support those things, as if buying from somewhere else sort of makes you part of the problem. And that's just not true. There are countless organizations and other businesses that are charitable and they contribute to causes without any like guilt attached to it, she's acting like her followers need to be like reminded of their own values. And to me, that's where it crosses the line of being initially like a sales pitch or being persuasive to just being outright manipulative and, again, condescending. And even further than that, it's just virtue signaling. She's like wrapping the pitch up in this like feel good and these emotional causes to make you feel guilty for not buying in. If the company genuinely cared about those causes, they would donate to them, no questions asked. Not use them as a marketing tool to convince you to subscribe. And just one other thing that I was thinking about as I was watching this last clip, buying products doesn't make you a patriot, at least in my opinion. Shopping from any company, but especially this MLM, doesn't make you any more American. And when we're considering this MLM, supporting your country isn't about locking yourself into a system designed to profit off of guilt. You can donate directly to charities, support small businesses, or shop American-made brands that do not rely on these sales tactics.
They put money towards feeding the hunger. And like I said before, we were one of the first people to North Carolina when all that happened. They don't tell you. The news ain't going to tell you that, okay? Because there were people there. We were one of the people there giving them all the necessities that they need.
Okay, I'm assuming she's talking about Hurricane Helene when she mentions North Carolina. And if it's true that Melaleuca went there, that's genuinely great. The storm was absolutely devastating. And if they contributed to relief efforts, I think that's a good thing. But the way she's talking about it feels odd. I don't know. Like it's almost being thrown in our faces. I don't know. I just feel so put off when I watch people talk about good things they've done in a manner that's almost feels like they're trying to just put guilt on you for maybe not doing the same thing or not supporting the work that they've done. Like she's more focused on making sure that the company gets credit than the actual relief work that was done. To me, if a company is doing good work and making an impact during or after a disaster, it's not some like big secret conspiracy to keep it out of the news. And maybe I look too deeply into like what may be considered just like an offhanded comment that these reps make. But to me, it feels like they want you to like distrust outside sources so that you more deeply trust the reps or the company as a whole.
We also do beef bucks, and I'm pretty sure they gave out a few of those because the people needed it. All right? Why don't you support a company who does that and actually cares about you and your health instead of going to a company like CVS, Walmart, Target, because everybody has to rave about Target. I already said Walmart, but you know, all those big conglomerate stores that just want money, 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 wherein ours are more affordable. Okay, if you're looking for a really good deodorant, you go to one of the stores and it's like 10, 11, 12 bucks. All right, you can get 3 of our deodorants for that price. You're saving money. You're saving money. Support your own country, people. Let's go.
And we're right back to being lectured or scolded. The support your own country people. Like, oh my gosh, it's just exhausting. And I found it pretty funny when she was talking about those big corporations, Walmart, CVS, Target, and them caring about money, 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 as though her company doesn't care about the exact same thing. Her pitch right now is to get you to spend your money with her company. And using something so deeply personal, like your values and your love of your country, to pressure you into supporting a company that profits directly off of that loyalty feels icky to me. If the company's mission and the company's products were that great, They would not need this level of emotional manipulation to sell them to you.
There, I had my rant. I'm sorry it's dark. I know the lighting ain't great, but it's very rainy outside. But just take a look at this little munchkin. Look at this little munchkin. Hi, baby. Hi, honey. Yeah. Living the life. You live the life, huh? Spoiled little girl. But yeah, that was my rant. I'm sorry, but I just have a hard time, with people who want to claim this, that, and the other, and all you guys want to do is still support. Actually, you guys still want to support companies and all that who actually do child slavery just to make your product. Yeah, do you feel good about that now? What if it was your child? What if your child was trafficked just to go do that? Hello?
Okay, wow. That was a sudden accusation of supporting, can I say this on YouTube? Of supporting that. That is such a serious issue, and to just say it so plainly, like after you had your whole rant, is unsettling and upsetting. Like, it's so vague and broad. I don't know if it's tied to a specific issue or a specific brand. And if it is just like about general fast fashion, there are legitimate conversations to have about ethics. I absolutely agree with that. But the fact that there was no brands named there is just such a serious accusation, which I think is further aimed at making her audience, her followers, feel even more terrible. And it doesn't even feel like she genuinely cares about the issue, because to me, if she did, I would see her maybe talking more in depth about it, educating her followers about it, or like giving actionable ways that they could learn more, rather than just kind of throwing it in there at the end of this rant. Instead, it feels like the only solution is to just buy from her, and it feels so slimy. This one is an Instagram story from a rep from an MLM called Frequence.
Okay, hey guys. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this line here, right? The frequency charge supplement line. We did a live after we had a reel. We kind of filtered the people who really want to be serious about their health to that reel so they can hear our story. And I'll reshare that after this. And we shared how we were diagnosed with Lyme disease and co-infections, black mold illness. We moved out of mold. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars years after we moved out of black mold, and we paid the best of the best practitioners all over for Lyme disease and mold and co-infections. We were still suffering, and the neuroinflammation specifically was just awful. It was just exhaustion and fatigue and derealization and disassociation and just feeling awful, just feeling absolutely awful, right? And so this product line came into our life 8 months ago. Someone said, hey, you need to try this. We did. Within 30 minutes, I felt like a new human, like a light switch went on in my brain. My husband felt it in 15 minutes.
Okay. 30 minutes, 15 minutes. That claim alone should, for me, it makes me instantly just pause. Health supplements, especially those that are claiming to support neuroinflammation or chronic fatigue, I don't think work that fast. The body processes nutrients over time, and I assume that any immediate effect is either a placebo or it's another ingredient that's causing that effect. And what I assume is happening is that it is some other ingredient that is in this product, because it contains 100 milligrams of caffeine from green coffee bean extract. That's like drinking a cup of coffee. And drinking a cup of coffee can absolutely give you a burst of energy maybe 15 to 30 minutes after you drink it. So I have a feeling that whatever thing she's about to shill to us was not making any neuroinflammation or chronic fatigue improvement. It was likely just like some caffeine in your system.
Let's talk about why. So this product is called Rise, and it is tuned with 11 harmonic frequencies. These discs go into a $700,000 machine and they sit there, and we have this trademarked for 48 hours, and then the frequencies go onto the product, and the only way to destroy the charge is to microwave them. That's the only way to destroy the charge.
Okay, that was so much back to back. Okay. She said it was like a $700,000 machine that charges the product with 11 harmonic frequencies? What are you talking about? First, what exactly is being charged and why? I tried looking into this, and I could not find any credible research that supports the idea that frequencies can transfer to a consumable product, this supplement, in any way that would have a meaningful impact on your health. And I've said this before in past videos, if something like this existed and there was evidence to show that it worked, I think it would be like used in the medical field and backed by studies, and not exclusively available in this very niche product. And I really tried to dig into what this machine was about. I should maybe, I'm gonna take a pause really quick. I love doing these, MLM fails videos, but I find myself, like, sometimes I'm like, am I digging too deep into the brand or the product with every single reaction video I do? So you guys can let me know that. Or I also was wondering if you guys would be interested in like deep dive videos of a brand, and I could find reps videos to kind of support my arguments, or, kind of to give a fuller picture of the brands, because I find myself when I hear about a new MLM or a product that I'm not familiar with, that I spend too much time actually looking into it. And then I worry that maybe you guys are watching these videos and are like, I was just looking for like a quick reaction to some cringy thing that a rep said. So you guys can let me know. Okay, moving back to what we were talking about. She mentions this machine. I could not find any mention of this machine, the specific machine, on their website. So I did find a separate Loom video from, I don't know if he's a rep, I don't know if he works for HQ, but I'm going to show just a little part of it so we can see, because he does briefly mention the machine.
Nobody else doing what we can do. The machines that actually tune these medallions and get your product charged for you are around $1 million just for this machine, and there's only 2 of them in the world, and we have 1 of them. Nobody can do what we do. It is the only company in the world that has frequency charged nutrition.
Okay. So I know that was quick. It was just a short clip, but he also mentions like medallions. Oh my God. What is going on? When will these MLM companies just like calm down? In relation to the machine, it sounds so exaggerated. There's only 2 in the world, and you guys have one of them. Tell me more about the machine. Why isn't the machine highlighted more on your website? It is so frustrating how vague it is. And to go back to the rep's video, the original rep, she says that the only way to destroy the frequencies is to microwave them. This is like, it just feels clearly inaccurate. Please let me know if I'm missing something. But I have no idea why microwaves would destroy these supposed frequencies while other processes wouldn't, right? And for the actual product that she's talking about, it's called Rise, and it seems like it's kind of like their most popular product. I went and looked it up, and of course, went down a rabbit hole and spent about an hour on their website. And this product costs $99.99 for a 30-day supply. And it says, Rise is a potent nootropic blend supporting cognitive function, mental clarity, and brain health. With 7 organic mushrooms, B vitamins, and 100 milligrams of caffeine from organic green coffee bean extract, it's your daily ally. $99.99 for a 30-day supply. I was like looking up other brands, and I used to purchase from Four Sigmatic, so that's the one that first came to mind because they have mushroom-based products. And then there's also Monat, which I know is another popular brand, which has things like mushroom and caffeine for much less money without this gimmick. Like Four Sigmatic's Think Organic coffee is $29.75 for a 30-day supply. And to talk about the product, first up, I want to discuss the ingredients. The product lists 2 blends, the Frequence Organic Mushroom Blend and the Frequence Nootropic Blend. Now, I assume that means that this is a proprietary blend, meaning they are not going to tell us how much of each particular ingredient is in the blend, just that the ingredient does exist in the blend. That makes it basically impossible to know if you're getting any effective dose of any of it. And next, the harmonic frequencies. She claims that the product is tuned with 11 harmonic frequencies using the $700,000 machine. And I can't find that exact info anywhere on the company's site. So I don't even know where to begin to get clarification on that. On the company science page, which, to give them credit, they do have a tab on the site that says science, but unsurprisingly, no citations. They claim that our bodies operate at specific frequencies influenced by environment, stress, and diet, and that their products counteract these effects by infusing nutrition with harmonic frequencies, and that there is a unique technology to tune 11 harmonic frequencies into our products. They are carefully selected to resonate with the body's natural energy fields, helping to restore balance and promote optimal health. But none of that is cited. I'm sorry, but if you know that the thing that you're shilling is likely unknown to most people, you should include resources or sources for them to learn more. This stuff drives me crazy. I shouldn't spend so much time digging to just get basic answers as to what this $99.99 product actually is created from, how it works, and how it's actually genuinely going to benefit me. And it says the Rise formula includes a blend of 7 organic mushrooms known for their cognitive and immune supporting properties. These ingredients are carefully chosen for their ability to work in harmony with the frequencies, enhancing their effects. What does that mean? How are they working in harmony with the frequencies? Ah!
So when the product here, when you open it and it has, the dust comes out. When you open this, first of all, it tastes delicious. This is charged, okay? So you would want to keep the charge on here on this product. And this is a 5-in-1. So this Rise product is 7 organic mushrooms, amino acids, nootropics, methylated B vitamins, and the 11 harmonic frequencies. So you have a 5-in-1, and these 11 frequencies work on your 8 major organ systems to realign them.
Realigning your organ systems? What are you talking about? How? What's the mechanism? Ah!
So let's talk about frequency, biofrequency. First of all, did you know that Dr. Hertz is the one who discovered that everything has electromagnetic frequency? Guess what year it was? 1886. You guys should be furious. You should be furious that this doctor tried to tell people, hey, the cell, the mitochondria, the body has a frequency.
You can't just throw in historical references and think that's going to make your product sound any more legitimate. No one is furious about this discovery in 1886. I'm likely confused as to how that information is relevant to this product because you're not explaining it. And I do want to say, I know that vibrational and sound therapy is a thing, and I think it's something that a lot of people could maybe benefit from. I have no idea, but that's not what I'm talking about. My issue is products like this that throw around these buzzwords like frequencies without any scientific backing or any context. They hide behind these real things like Dr. Hertz's discovery of, electromagnetic waves. But based on my understanding, they're completely misapplying that information to make their claims sound more credible.
in 1886 to 1888. This is not new knowledge. God created every single part of our body to have a frequency and a vibration. When it's hit by 5G, when it's hit by Wi-Fi, when it's hit by LED lights, your body is going to have a lower frequency. There are certain foods that actually lower your body's frequency. Clothes will lower your frequency. So blended fabrics together, like polyesters and synthetic fabrics, will lower the frequency of your body.
Okay, again, I spent too much time looking into this. Based on what I read, the discovery that Hertz had was about electromagnetic waves, not about the human body. I'm happy to be corrected on this, but again, just based on my understanding, his discovery has no connection to this fact that our bodies have frequencies that can be lowered. And if there is a connection between it, I don't feel like she's explaining it in a way that makes me feel sure about it. And then, like, of course, we're suddenly talking about God and how God created our bodies to have frequencies and vibrations. And that's all fair and good if that's what you believe, but how does that relate to this product? What is the connection between theology and this supplement? It feels like that's just being thrown in as a way to resonate on a different level with people who may already believe in that, but without any explanation as to how this ties in practically. And then she mentions 5G and Wi-Fi and LED lights and says that those lower your body's frequency. But that isn't how those things work. Again, I went and looked this up, and based on my understanding, I'm very happy to be corrected, but Wi-Fi and 5G are non-ionizing radiation. They don't break down your cells or alter your body in this way. And LED lights, they emit light, and that's it. There is no evidence that these things interact with our body's frequency. These are just like fear-based talking points that are probably all over the internet, but very rampant in this particular MLM. And then she says certain clothes and certain foods lower your body's frequency. Polyester and other synthetic fabrics, apparently. Like, I really don't know how this is going to convince people to believe that what they're eating and what they're wearing is like affecting some undefined frequency in our bodies. Like, there's no mention of evidence, no explanation, no legitimate examples, just like vague claims that she's kind of alluding to them being like absolutely evident just at face value. My problem here is that nothing is explained. It's like being thrown these scientific studies, religious beliefs, and modern anxieties without showing any proof. If there is something specific that this product is aiming to help with, I don't feel like it's being made clear.
But let's talk about how we have to live. We have to live life. So God designed our body with frequency. He spoke the universe into existence. That is a vibration. It is so cool. We started reading the Bible again this morning. Our attempt is to read it through in a year. So we started with Genesis, right? Like this, it's just so cool to hear how he spoke the universe into existence. That is a vibration. And we have these cells in our body and the mitochondria, and there is vibration. So when we are getting hit by 5G all day, we can't get away from it.
Okay, now we pivoted to the Bible, and that is so fine if faith is important to you, but how does that connect to this product? Like, if reading Genesis is important to you, that's amazing. But then we're suddenly talking about mitochondria and 5G. What does that have to do with the product? Nothing is tying together. We are getting further away from actual answers. And I say again, because it's driving me crazy, where is any evidence that 5G hits your body in a way that affects its supposed frequency?
Is lowering our biofrequency, and we have to still live. We still have to function. So You know, I am slowly trying to transfer all of my clothes over to 100% organic cotton. In the summer, I'm going to do a lot of just organic linen, or you can do wool, right? But that's a whole nother topic. I will start to educate on that later. But
I don't know what's happening. I do not know. I do not know what is happening. What are we even talking about anymore? I understand that like some people get a little off track as they're mentioning these things and you're kind of just going off the cuff on Instagram stories, but I feel like so much of this has been just all over the place and I find it so frustrating.
this is the easy cheat code. This is so amazing. This is like, hello, all you have to do is drink this delicious drink and you're loading your body with 7 organic mushrooms, no herbicides, pesticides, or fungicides, NSF certified, non-GMO, gluten-free, soy-free. Everything is grown here in the US besides our chaga. We source that from Russia because we really care about our quality assurance standards here. And did you know that mushrooms are immune modulators? They're immune modulators. So if you're someone who is like, my immune system's all out of whack and I'm constantly struggling with different things, I feel like I'm playing whack-a-mole with my health, the mushrooms alone are incredible, but the frequencies are actually going to help realign your organ systems the same way that a chiropractor realigns the spine.
What does this even mean? And maybe I'm just being nitpicky, like the mention of a chiropractor realigning your spine. I think that they just like adjust your spine, and I only feel nitpicky in that I'm not a huge fan of chiropractic work. Just me. That is beside the point. Frequencies realigning organ systems is not a thing as far as I'm aware.
So when my husband said, hey, it feels like someone just switched a light bulb on in my brain, that's what happened to myself too, because all of a sudden those electric synapses, right, those electric conductive impulses, the frequencies in our body are actually working appropriately. So here's one clinical study just showing, how these mushrooms are incredible immune system modulators. But here's the thing. Dee and I were on organic mushrooms. How many of you have tried a mushroom blend before and you're like, that didn't really work for me? There's a reason why, right? The harmonic frequencies that are on here are really helping to align your body with methylated B vitamins, amino acids, nootropics, and methylated B vitamins.
Okay, so she does put some articles on the screen, and there is evidence that mushrooms can support your immune health and that they can even have antiviral properties. That, again, based on what I have seen, is well documented, and I do appreciate that we're actually getting some legitimate sources for us to look at. But then she shifts that almost immediately to say that regular mushroom blends weren't working for her and that this product is different because of the harmonic frequencies. There is no evidence anywhere that I can find that frequency-charged mushrooms are more effective than regular ones. The studies that she put on the screen, as far as I'm aware, don't mention anything about frequencies. They're just about mushrooms. So I don't know how we're supposed to believe that this product is doing anything groundbreaking just because it has this element of unproven frequencies.
So those are absolutely incredible for your immune system. And I love, love, love the quality assurance standards in this, and the testimonials are wild. So if you're feeling frustrated and you're playing whack-a-mole with your health and you feel like you cannot figure it out, this is a really good start. This is a really good start because what we're going to do is we're going to work with inflammation.
Testimonials are not evidence. They're just personal stories, and they can be affected by like the placebo effect or even scripting within the MLM.
We're going to work with your mental clarity, your mental health, your hormone regulation, your thyroid support, adrenal support, immune system modulation. Those things are all going to synergistically be happening with the Rise product, right? So it's really, really, really incredible. And all of the testing, third-party testing, we test for heavy metals, right? No herbicides, pesticides, or fungicides, organically grown. There's no artificial flavors at all in this product line. So it's from the organic fruit itself. The source is the other product that we're going to talk about. My husband and I talked about this too. Every product we have is tuned with these 11 frequencies. So boom, we're resetting the body constantly because it's getting hit by 5G.
How are these products doing all of this? She mentioned mental clarity, mental health, thyroid support, hormone regulation, adrenal support, immune system modulation. Those are massive claims. Where is the proof? Just calling it incredible doesn't show me anything. And here we go again with this whole mention of 5G. What does resetting the body even mean? How is this powder protecting you from 5G? Based on what I can find, there is no science behind this claim, and it feels just like fear-mongering.
So this guy is phenomenal at making the body alkaline. It's 22, the pH in the bottle. Put it in the water and you're drinking it. It's 9 to 11. That's amazing for you, right? To just really strengthen the body and the immune defense. And it is going to pull out, gently pull what we talked about, but it's also going to really help because you're loading the body with minerals. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when they do detox protocols is they'll take things like charcoal, takasumi, different types of binders, but they will not be putting the minerals back into their body. And that's really harsh on the body. So this is a game changer. I love this stuff. And I have loads of clinical studies. I couldn't even fit them on there. I can't diagnose, treat, or cure. I can always share about clinical studies that have been done on, ingredients that are in products so that you guys.
Okay, it cuts off there. Saying that there are clinical studies on ingredients doesn't mean that there's proof that the product works. It feels like a bait and switch. Like, use existing research to imply credibility without actually backing up the specific claims that are being made. It is the same story that we've seen so many times, just these massive claims without any proof. It makes me crazy. Anyway, if you guys want me to do a deep dive on companies in general, but especially on Frequence, because I find it very interesting, please do let me know. This one is an Instagram story from a Monat rep.
Hello. So I think this is the best way to update everyone because I've been getting a lot of questions on how everything's going and how I'm feeling and all of the things. And I'm just going to say that today was worse than yesterday, for sure. So bad. I'm a naked mole rat right now. And I literally cried off all of my eyelashes. That's fine. We're going to be fine. I'm actually going to be going home in a little bit. It's about 7 p.m. So today's day 2, and I'm documenting this as well I have a hysterectomy highlight that I'm going to be sharing like any hair shedding that I have from the whole situation, a couple weeks later. And, we're going to document all of that jazz. But, anyways, I am having some complications, but on the good news is everyone's complimenting my hair. So I can't make this shit up, but I would compliment me too. This is like day 4 hair. But anyways, yes, about the complications, I have to go home with a catheter, which is not fun. So I'm basically carrying around that like a suitcase for the next 2 days, because something that can happen when you have pelvic floor surgeries or any surgery of the abdomen, or if you've ever been on anesthesia, is that your body can forget how to do certain things, or there can be nerve damage. So basically I'm struggling. I physically, there's no way that I can go number 1. My body will not, it's not that it hurts to go, it's that physically the trap door will not open. It just won't. So it could either be because my organs are still asleep from anesthesia and they're just taking a little bit longer to like respond to the brain signaling, or I have nerve damage, temporary nerve damage. It's not uncommon, but it's not super common. So it could be one of those two. But overall, there was no issues with my bleeding, which was the biggest concern, and which is why I was admitted instead of an outpatient procedure. So no complications with that. Pain is of the incision sites. Good. I'm not complaining about that. But let me tell you, like, the one thing that you probably take for granted is the ability to fucking take a piss, you guys. Like, it hurts so bad to try and for nothing to come out. It's like a UTI on steroids. It's so, like, it's like I'm a water balloon. Like, literally there's a water balloon in my stomach and it just keeps filling because I'm on IV fluids, and we're just banking on the fact that I can release it, but I can't release it. And then when my bladder becomes too full, they have to like do a catheter. Like it's a lot, you guys. It hurts. But I just wanted to take a moment to just say that I'm grateful for everyone who's checked on me, grateful for the staff here, grateful for God, grateful for my family. Penelope, she's so sweet. She's been doing a lot for me at home to get things ready. I just found out a little bit ago that I was getting discharged, and I was like, I need you to pick up my prescriptions before the pharmacy closes, because if I have to go home and no pain meds, then I'm like literally gonna just die on the side of the road or something. So she was able to do that before they closed at 8, which I'm so grateful for. There's just a lot of things. This road is going to take a little bit longer to recover from than a normal situation. But I'm also grateful that like I'm not so down and out that I can't still do what I do. But what's been a really nice distraction is that when I'm like awake and cognizant, I can go into my DMs and, you know, obviously my girls are like, I'm so sorry to bother you. And I'm like, you're not bothering me. If it was something that I didn't feel capable of helping you with, I'd just leave you on red. But I'm actually able to still work.
Okay. I know that was kind of a long intro, but I wanted to kind of obviously have her be able to explain what she's going through and to give context, because of course there's always a way that they can find a reason to bring up their MLM. Just for a little bit of my own small connection, I guess, to this, when I was watching her Instagram story and I was hearing what she was saying about her complications and like the side effects of the surgery, I was genuinely, out of my own, I guess, connection to the story, listening, because I went through something very similar. So as she was talking, you know, I was relating it to a recent surgery that I had. I had a bladder lift surgery, and I too had complications and had to be sent home with a catheter. And it really is like you're really dragging that thing around like a suitcase for a few days. So with that being said, unlike the times that I'm normally, you know, for these videos, kind of going through my Instagram and watching people's stories or their reels or what have you, I'm doing it in the back of my mind of like, oh, how could I react to this? But this one, I was like, wow, that's interesting that she had such a similar experience to me, that the anesthesia affected me in the same way. I couldn't pee after my surgery. It was horrible. It was very like a very scary sensation and feeling of like your bladder's full, but you cannot go. So I really related to that. And so I was watching and I was kind of just like hearing her experience of going through that. And then, of course, she's saying that she's sitting there and DMing girls on her team. Again, I went through this very recently, a very similar experience. And let me tell you, there was no way I was working from the hospital. And even further than that, I was discussing this woman's experience in these Instagram stories with my husband. And he even made the point of saying, like, not only was I not working after my surgery, he wasn't working either. He took time off. He told his company, hey, this is the situation. Sarah has this surgery. I need to be there. You know, I need to be able to drive her home. She's going to be on anesthesia. I want to be able to take care of her. And they were like, of course. Be done with work here. Go take care of your family. Like, I think that just says so much about how these MLMs operate and how these MLM reps feel like they need to work in comparison to this dreaded 9-to-5 job, you know, corporate world that they hate so much. I think if we're like looking at those at like a parallel across from each other, I feel like my husband's company handled my surgery better than her own company is handling hers.
And not that that's a flex. I know a lot of people will be like, well, you probably need rest. You're crazy breezy. Stop saying like work from anywhere. But honestly, like it makes me feel good. Like when they're like, oh my God, I just got a VIP customer, or oh my gosh, you know, thank you for helping me work through that issue, or oh my gosh, thank you for that idea.
So from that, it kind of sounds like she's open to the possibility of setting those boundaries. But if you're willing to work from your phone after a major surgery, what is the boundary line that will ultimately make you put your phone down? For MLM reps, it really feels like there is not an off switch. They're culture promotes this idea that you should always be accessible on your phone to your team, to your downline. And for me, what I think is worse is that it's sort of like framed as like a choice that you can make, but it really feels like it's systemic pressure that's baked into the business opportunity. So to me, it feels like these reps feel like they need to work no matter what condition they're in. She is literally recording this from her hospital bed after a major surgery and still feels the need to like hop on for her audience or for her downline. It's like this ingrained obligation to show that you're always going to be hustling, always proving that the MLM works and that you can work from anywhere, but that you also feel that obligation to work from anywhere. And as I was watching this, I was imagining myself being one of her recruits, being one of those people in her downline and seeing her do this. And it feels like there may be this pressure put upon them to show up no matter what, because your upline is doing it. And that feels like a direct pipeline to significant burnout. And it reinforces this cycle where personal boundaries and your own well-being are secondary. And the most important thing is this illusion of success.
Like really is everything to me that I'm able, because what the else am I going to do? I'm going to be laying in bed scrolling for the next week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever it is for recovery.
Okay, that's where it cuts off. And to me, it just feels really sad in Monat and in MLMs in general. It feels like there's no true, genuine permission to just rest. Like every moment becomes content. It becomes part of your story. It becomes part of a way to pitch the products, to pitch the business opportunity. And that feels so tiring, so exhausting, and just, it's really sad. And with that, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any MLM fails that you would like to submit, I have a Google form linked in the description of these videos. So you can do that, just put the information in, send me the videos or the posts or what have you. You can add some context if you'd like, and I will see those on my end. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.